Hi everyone, my name is Mengyao Gao. I am an assistant professor at the Department of Chemical Engineering, National Taiwan University of Science and Technology. I was teaching chemistry in EMI in the semester 1141 in English. For the 10 chapters we taught during this semester, we pick up 4 PBL during the teaching process. For the chemistry teaching, we input the green reset during our education as inspired by this paper that we cannot read the books our parents read decades ago, but we need to tackle the challenges in terms of the energy crisis, flood-stricken fire disaster, extreme heat, and so on. So we input this introduction at the very beginning of the semester. And then we hope that students can have the systematic thinking approach along this whole way, including the basic knowledge during our education, and go to the sustainability, then combine together with some case studies, and then go back as a closed looping systematic thinking approach here. And for the chemistry, we use blooms as our scenario. We need to remember the professional words at least, and then we try to understand the key terms and go to the apply, analyze, evaluate, and then have the creative thinking. For the 10 chapters along this whole semester, we pick up 4 hard understanding concepts as the 4 PBL activities, including the periodic table and the first one. Second one is the aqueous solution, especially the strong and weak electrolytes. And the third one is the molecular geometry and the bonding theory. Fourth would be the VSEPR model and the electron orbitals. I would like to share some very impressive moments during these PBL classes. During our practice in the periodic table, we divide the students into 5 groups, and each group they chose the groups as shown here in the periodic table. One group they chose lanthanides, which is hard for every element, but they try their best to understand each of the element, and then we distribute students into different groups, and they teach what they have learned during the past 15 minutes, and then we hope that for the whole class they can understand the lanthanides group in the periodic table, which is very fun. And for the VSEPR model, that we bring the balloon into the classroom with the pump for each group, and the students they can make, for example, the carbon dioxide, the methane, and even complex molecules using the balloon to taught the electron orbitals. For example, one group they even blew up lone pair to share with us that the lone pair needs a larger space, and that's why it has an electron repulsion, which makes the bond angle would be smaller when we have the lone pair in this kind of structure, and the students can have a better understanding of the lone pair. For the strong and weak electrolytes, that we bring a sports drink, and we also bring the sodium chloride. We ask the student to make different solutions, and we bring electronic devices as well, and with strong, weak electrolytes with different distances, students can understand how the ion transport during the electricity generation, as well as the dissociation of the strong and the weak electrolyte according to the basic knowledge. We also have the pedagogical efficiency as shown here. This is one example my students did during the class, that when we talked about the fundamental knowledge, we asked students to have 3 minutes digestion of what we have taught. For example, the first section is what determines the shape of a molecule. We would like to have students understand the bond angles and the bond lengths. So we can see here that students can have a 3 minutes digestion of what we have learned. As well as you can see through all of this to the end, here we have the molecular orbitals vacant and also the orbitals and energy. Here we have the concepts for the LUMO and HOMO. Then students can write down what they have just learned during the class. We call it the formative assessment cycle. So through this digestion process, we understand which is easy for students to understand and which part is hard. And then we can put our efforts or emphasizing more on the hard misconceptions as well.
Hello, my name is Jean Linehan and I am a Fulbright advisor for EMI here at NTUST, and I've had the honor and the privilege of being able to visit 4 or 5 of Dr. Gao's chemistry classes in the fall semester of 2025 here at the university. And I just want to talk a little bit about the experience I've had as an EMI advisor in these classes. So when I first came, I went to the first chemistry class, and the students were very lively, very engaged, very interested in the topic, and I was interested in knowing how this was going, since it's chemistry, sort of a difficult concept for people to understand, but also being taught in English. So the first time I went, it was quite the eye-opener for me. These students were very, very engaged. They're very, very on the ball and willing to listen and learn and try new things. So that very first time we went there, I gave a few words of encouragement to the students and tried to let them know that EMI is such a growing field in this area and how proud of themselves they should be for taking classes, not only difficult classes in their content, but also in EMI, that they're studying in English, and that's such an amazing thing and also a great opportunity for them in the future. So the classes themselves were based on lecture and then practice. So Dr. Gao has a wonderful knack of being able to make this sort of difficult topic very understandable for the students. She ties it into applicable ways with things that are really happening in real life. And I also myself learned a lot about chemistry during this time. So we did a few PBL classes while I was there. The students were doing all sorts of very interesting hands-on projects tied in with the topics that they were talking about. And they were working in groups. Some of the groups already had been formed by the time I got there, and they worked very well together. Some of them were friends from the past, and the interaction of the groups was very interesting. But after each group work, they always had to give some sort of presentation at the end and apply their knowledge by even showing a poster. For me, as the EMI advisor, this was really interesting to see how they would take this interesting project that they were doing, this PBL thing, and give a presentation all doing this in English. It was fascinating to watch the groups work together. They worked together speaking in English, and then they presented in English as well. Because I have gone to several classes of Dr. Gao's, it was great to watch the improvement among the groups too. The presentations went from a little bit short and maybe a little bit hesitant to really present their findings in English, to the last time when I went towards the end of the semester, where the groups got up and confidently spoke in English about their projects, about their balloon projects, about all of the chemistry things that they were doing in the class. Even some of the shyest, more reluctant students got up and presented, and we were very, very proud of him, because one of them was a little bit shy and nervous and very reluctant to speak in English, but on that last day he got up and actually spoke and did a really great job. So I felt that there was a lot of improvement. The groups really encouraged each other. They went from only sort of listening to their own group to actually listening to each other's groups and asking questions after each presentation. So really good group dynamics and working together and listening and learning from each other. The PBL approach mixed in with the lecture, I think, is a great thing for EMI, for the students to not only listen to the lecture in English, but also have to interact with it in group work and then present with it at the end. So it's been a great opportunity for me to watch this and watch the students grow, and I look forward to following semesters to see more of this work together. So thank you very much. It's been wonderful.
I'm Capucine. I'm from France, and I was an exchange student at the NTUST. For my semester, I choose to take a chemistry class. If I have to describe this class, I will say 3 words: interesting, fun, and English. Why interesting? Because I know chemistry in French, but I didn't know it in English. So I learned a lot. And mostly the periodic table, I think it was really interesting to learn it because in French, the name of the elements are really different than in English. It was also fun because we did a lot of activities in group, and I think that's really fun to do it. And also the last, English, because it's an EMI class, so it's in a class obligated to be in English, and I think it's really important for exchange students like me, because if I don't have this class, I can't take it. So I will finish it to say thank you for my professor to teach us this class. That was really great.
Actually, after a semester of taking EMI classes, I've noticed that actually EMI classes is totally different from traditional classes. In traditional classes, English is actually an object for learning, but actually in EMI classes, English will be a tool for communication. Compared to EMI classes, traditional classes actually only teaching how to find. A teacher will just tell you what the answer is. But in EMI classes, teacher teaching us how to find answers by ourselves. EMI classes gives me a totally different side of learning in education. Because of these interactive ways, not just like traditional classes. I have a dream that I could be a teacher, so EMI classes give me the opportunity for training my skills, for expressing my ideas. I want my ideas to contribute to others, not just myself. So in EMI classes, PBL courses gives me a lot of improvement.
As I'm an overseas student, I really want to join the EMI class. Once I joined, I noticed the teacher explained the lessons clearly in English. The teacher is also kind and patient. Whenever the topic is hard, she always uses easy words and examples which help me understand better. From this class, I gained so many experience and had so much fun whenever we made our group presentation. And all of my group members were supportive and good at communicating. Because of this, I got more confident in the class. I think this course is well organized and useful for both learning chemistry and English. So thank you to our professor for the effort and support, which helped me to understand the subject better and also improve my English skill. Also thank to Mrs. Jings for always coming to our presentation and patiently guiding towards the correct point. And thank you.
I choose E&I chemistry course because I want to improve my professional skill in English. The biggest challenge I have faced is pronouncing technical terms and explaining concepts in English. Thanks to a lot of practicing during E&I course, my English skill in chemistry have improved significantly. Teacher Gao is the first teacher I met that can teach in English very well as back English course. I appreciate to her in my first semester of chemistry.
I think the teacher is really kind and open-minded and also broadened our horizon in so many ways. I think it really connects with the real life and the chemistry knowledge with this class. So I now just not directly learn the chemistry and I connect a lot of real life example. Yeah.
I think Teacher Gao's teaching style is make me feel comfortable and it's relaxed. But I think the course can be a little bit difficult for the vocational high school student.
Previously, you don't have afraid of speaking English because in PBL and EMI courses, English is not a test subject, that's a tool. So you have to know how to use it and express your thoughts. I actually improved my oral presentation skill, and I've been more confident to share my own idea during a group discussion. Only one thing you have to concentrate is the group discussion, because you have to hold the microphone and go on a stage to share your own thoughts. Professor Gao is a creative and thoughtful professor. She is breaking away from the traditional education. She always used the new model education to teach us. She always guides us to grow in a new way.
I chose this EMI class because I wanted to improve my English skills. After this semester, what impressed me most was the PBL activities. For example, we use balloons to make hybrid orbital models and gave a presentation to other students. I really learned how to express abstract chemistry concepts in English. The professor is kind and dedicated. She used special ways to help us understand the knowledge and make chemistry more intuitive and easier to learn.
We would like to thank the EMI Teaching and Learning Center at NTUST, the Office of the Bilingual Education Initiatives at NTUST, and the Fulbright as well, especially Jane, Jefferson, May, Sonia, and so on. And also we would like to thank our team, also our students. With their smiling face, we really understand the meaning of education. Thank you.